A North Carolina district attorney has decided that the cops who shot and killed Andrew Brown Jr. in his own car will not face prosecution. They will not be charged. Now, Andrew Brown Jr. was shot twice, even though authorities opened fire, shooting at him 14 times total. 2 of the bullets hit him, 1 in the shoulder, the other in the back of the head. Here's what the DA said in his statement. Mr. Brown's death, while tragic, was justified because Mr. Brown's actions caused 3 deputies to reasonably believe it was necessary to use deadly force to protect themselves and others. Now, the cops were attempting to serve 2 warrants, one of which was a search warrant regarding narcotics trafficking. They refused to release any footage of what occurred. Now, we initially covered this story by sharing some details, but the footage had not been released. The family had seen a small portion of the footage, and then now we, in the public, can see the footage for ourselves. However, I do want to note before we go to the video that we don't see it in context. We don't know what happened before, and there's still a lack of transparency in regard to all of the body cam footage and surveillance that they have. With that said, what we're about to show you is the graphic video. It's important to see what actually occurred during the moment of the shooting, so you can determine for yourselves if you believe that Andrew Brown actually served as any type of imminent threat to the cops, which led to them opening fire. Watch. So Andrew Womble is the district attorney who made this decision. He's the prosecutor here. And so here's how he reached his decision. He said, CNN reports that in coming to his decision, Womble relied on an investigative report into the shooting conducted by the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation. The report is not considered a public record and will not be publicly released.
Yeah,
so there's
in other words, they're totally guilty. And if they thought the report vindicated them, do you think they might release it? Do you think the police might release the report that clearly vindicates them? They would have had that in the headlines from day one. No, they're hiding the report because they're wrong. And we have eyes. I don't know if they know that we have eyes. In the old days, there was no body cams, there was no video, and every time they would come out and say the cops were right to kill, 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 kill. And everybody in the media would say our beloved, beloved cops. Of course they were right, these monsters, these black people that endanger the lives of these poor, poor police officers. But now we have the video, they still say the same thing. So the family in the beginning had gotten a chance to look at the video recently, and they said it was an execution. Now, I never said that because I hadn't seen the video. And sometimes somebody will have a gun, etc. And you don't know the context. Well, I just saw the video. They drove up, first of all, they drove up like he was Osama bin Laden with SEAL Team 6.
Yeah.
I don't know what his alleged crimes are, right?
Yeah. So let me give some detail into that because I do think it's important.
Yeah, and then I'm going to come back to what you saw in the video, what we all saw.
Yeah, so there's more video showing the cops arrive. They're in the back of what appears to be like a pickup truck. They're in the back, like in the back of the pickup truck, in tactical gear, weapons drawn, ready to go. They claim that he served as an imminent threat, right? Which is why the prosecutors decided that he is not going to charge the cops. There were several cops on the scene, 7 of them. 3 of them decided to open fire. So what happened to the other 4? Were the other 4 not afraid for their lives? Right? Like if he was an imminent threat, wouldn't all of them open fire? There were 14 bullets total. As I mentioned, 2 of them hit Andrew Brown Jr. And also, he's driving a vehicle it's pretty clear that he's trying to get away. It's pretty clear that he's trying to drive away. And I'm not in any way excusing that. But to say that that constitutes an imminent threat to the officers' lives, I think is a stretch. And more importantly, if the officers are worried about the loss of life, maybe don't shoot at an individual operating a vehicle as he's driving away, because he might crash into a house. He might crash into a pedestrian. He might, after you shoot him and kill him as he's operating the vehicle, run into an innocent bystander and kill them. Yeah. That's something to consider. I'm just saying, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy.
No, I don't need any more context. I don't care. Look, we militarized the police. I guess they thought he was El Chapo or Bin Laden or whoever they thought he was. No, they don't, of course, think any of that. They just wanted to be cowboys. Oh yeah, I got these big giant weapons and I want to use it. Oh my God, this guy's so dangerous and I heard he's black. Let's go get the guy, right? And so then they drive, but guys, we saw it. You can rewind and watch it. I don't need any more context. He drove away and they shot him from the back. We've shown you other videos where the guy, you can't tell, is he driving towards the cops or is he not exactly driving towards the cops? Could the cops have thought that they were gonna get run over? But you just saw the video. Nobody thought those cops were gonna get run over, and they shot him not while he was coming at them theoretically, because he wasn't, by the way, and he was turning around. But even as the turn was happening, if they shoot him, they say, okay, well, maybe they thought he might swerve back. No, but they shot him as he had turned and was leaving. That is an execution. You can say, oh, well, but Cenk, let's be fair. We were gonna be embarrassed if he got away. We brought it in what we thought was SEAL Team 6, and we were all gonna have a beer after we killed him. And now it looked like he was gonna get away, and that would have been embarrassing. So we just decided to execute him on the spot. Guys, this is, and then the prosecutor, the DA saying, yes, if you, running away from the cops, bad. Is it a death penalty?
In this country, it is.
No, but literally, yep. There's the prosecutor in North Carolina is telling you, if you disrespect the cops, you don't follow their orders, you run away, whatever it is, they're allowed to murder you.
One more
They're
quote.
allowed to execute you on the spot. You just saw it.
One more quote from Andrew Womble, the district attorney. He says, quote, if you employ a car in a manner that puts officers' lives in danger.
Oh, shut up, you coward.
That is a threat.
You goddamn coward. Okay, you thought that your life was in danger because he might have run over your toe? We just saw the video. Before, when you liars lied nonstop about black people in America, everybody in media who were idiots and also with terrible intent said, yes, of course, all the cops are always right and the black people are always wrong. Minorities are always wrong. Latinos are wrong, blacks are wrong, they're all guilty. The cops are beloved angels who never lie. But we just saw the video.
No, but there's
the biggest danger was maybe your toe would have been grazed. And you murdered him for that, and the prosecutor says, go get him, champ. Kill him again, kill him again. That's what this country's about. That's what happened in North Carolina. That's the reality. They say, oh, black people are too angry. I honestly don't think they're angry enough. How many of them are going to get murdered?
Cenk, the second part of that statement though, and I feel like you're gonna blow a gasket, but you should, everyone should, because the second part of the statement from this district attorney is very relevant. And I don't care what direction you're going, forward, backwards, sideways. I don't care if you're stationary, and neither do our courts and our case law.
Oh, you monster.
That's right.
That's the guy who's supposed to, Andrew Womble, he's not gonna prosecute a cop ever. He just told you, I don't care if you're sitting in your car. That's what stationary means. I don't care if you're sitting in your car. If a cop comes and you even look at him sideways, he's allowed to execute you. Death sentence for not listening to a cop. I've said this on the show for 20 straight years. Everybody watching knows. The biggest crime in America is not found in any actual law, disrespecting a police officer. There is no law that says you're not allowed to disrespect a police officer, but that is the quickest way to a death sentence in this country. And we all tolerate it like it's normal. Our beloved angel cops, and oh my God, well, of course, if you are impolite to an officer that is in the, and think about it, conservatives say, oh, I hate big government. But if you tell a government official, that's what a police officer is. If you tell a government official something he doesn't quite like, he's allowed to put a bullet in your head. And that's not an exaggeration. You heard what happened. Andrew Brown Jr. died of a bullet in the head.
In the back of the head. in the back of the head.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.